I joined the inner circle maybe beginning of December.
Yeah.
Then I signed that first deal in the beginning of January.
Is there anything that surprised you? Is there anything else that you didn't expect or has been sort of like the biggest help?
Taking a skill that you already have or choosing a skill for yourself that you can build instead of copying other people.
Hello and welcome back to another video. The video that you're actually about to watch is an interview that I did with one of my students called Anje. Now Anje joined me back in December of 2024. It's now February of 2023, where she came with me with this kind of feeling of being lost. She had a background in marketing, had done some freelancing, working for corporations. She even tried to start up her own business at one point and kind of fell back to the idea of freelancing, where she was doing everything and anything for anyone who wanted it. And she was very confused and had a lack of direction. She had about 100 different ideas of directions that she wanted to go into, but she had no idea which direction was actually going to work and actually make sense. And after joining the inner circle, Anja and I pieced together an actual strategy that could help take her skill set that she already had and turn it into a business in which she could scale to however big she wanted to. And a month and a half later, she signed a client for 6K per month. And in this video, Anja's going to give you a rundown of her story, how she went from where she was to where she's at now, what happened when joining the inner circle, the biggest things that actually helped her business grow, and how she's now able to live where she wants, do what she wants as a result of building her business around what she loved and she was passionate about. So if you come from a corporate or freelancer background, you have a skill set, but you have no idea what to do with it, I promise you this video is going to be a wonder to watch because it's going to help open your eyes. Hope you enjoy.
To get started, kind of like introduce yourself, what were you doing in the lead up to joining the inner circle, if that kind of makes sense.
Of course. So my name is Anja. I've been a marketer for the past 7 years. I started in software and then made a transition to sustainability. I started freelancing around 5 years ago, initially next to my full-time job. And then I've been a full-time kind of entrepreneur for the past 2 years. Before I joined the inner circle, I was trying to kind of figure out what to do because I just left a business venture that I started with a partner and I was starting all over and I was unsure of which path to take. I've been following you on Instagram for a while and I followed your sprint from 0 to 10K.
Yeah.
And that really inspired me. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it too. I have some skills. I just need to figure out how to package it well and make sure that it's sellable. So how I joined the inner circle was basically through your Instagram channel. So I knew that you had this coaching program and well, I was super interested in it because I kind of see the results that you put online through other people that you've mentored as well. And everything just kind of clicked after I spoke to Jack. So I decided to join.
Amazing. What was the whole kind of process, like the transition of joining and getting involved and stuff like that?
So one thing that I was really surprised by, I have to say, is that it was a lot more personal than I initially thought. Even the first conversation with Jack, it was also kind of focused on me as a person. It wasn't like you had this cookie cutter program that you were just trying to shove everyone into, but you really looked at the person, the skill that you have and how you can turn that into a business, which is something that I really like. And the process so far has been honestly very fun. Also to connect with the other people in the coaching circle. And for me, the biggest benefit has just been having a sparring partner and having a bit of guidance to kind of help me through this journey. And also the personalized approach, like I said, that it's not about a fixed business model, but really built around my skills. That was something that I benefited a lot from, I think.
100%. Apologies, I'm getting a call. When you joined in the circle, what was the transition that we made in terms of like actually turning your skills into a business?
So honestly, I've been a freelancer for quite some time and having been in business for a while as well. That was a good start for me, I guess, but I was unsure of where to focus. And the biggest transition has just been in understanding how to package my services and what to call it. So you called me the Swiss Army knife of marketing and I really ran with that. I think that was a big tipping point. Also building my personal brand on LinkedIn because I saw what it did for you on Instagram. So I figured I could apply the same. Started using my voice more on LinkedIn. I got a lot of followers and that even led to sales calls where I didn't have to reach out to people. They reached out to me, which I never honestly thought possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you create content and people come to you, they're also warm, right? So they kind of know who you are and the dynamic is really good. It's in your favor because you are the expert, right? It's not like you've cold emailed them and you kind of pandered them for a call. Like I've made content and they see you as the expert and they're almost like trying to get approval from you in a way, which is amazing. And it wasn't long after until you signed your first deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that happened very quickly. I think I joined the inner circle maybe beginning of December. Yeah. Then I signed that first deal in the beginning of January, but we already had had the conversation in December. And the nice thing about the tools that I got from the course content as well was your sales framework, because I get very nervous on sales calls. I feel like I'm not very good at myself, but the framework that you gave just made me feel like I was in control of the call, like I was setting the agenda and controlling the conversation rather than the other way around, which is how I felt in sales calls a lot before.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And what was the deal, if you don't mind sharing?
So I got a deal, which is basically a retainer with a client for a minimum of 6 months. So I'm helping them build their marketing strategy from the ground up and then maintaining it. So it focuses on content, but I'm kind of setting the course for them and then also helping them implement it.
Amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. And what's the kind of like path forward then with the business at the moment? What's the next step?
My ideal scenario would be to build an agency, because right now everything is kind of centered around me, but I would love to be able to delegate some of the work and take on more and even bigger, exciting clients.
Amazing stuff. Awesome. Is there anything that surprised you about joining the circle? I know you said it was very personalized, which is fantastic. Is there anything else that kind of like you didn't really expect or has been sort of like the biggest help?
I think the quality of the course content, because I've kind of purchased courses and these guides and stuff like that before, but it's never been this extensive and this to the point for me. And also, yeah, like I said, the way that you kind of focus around taking a skill that you already have or choosing a skill for yourself that you can build instead of copying other people, but really making it your own business model. And that you can do that with pretty much anything, that it's not only for a specific person. I was surprised and impressed by it.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. That's fantastic. And you're now off to Cape Town. Is that a result of like being able to build the business, or was that always the plan?
It was always the plan, but financially it was possible yet, but now it is. So we can kind of look into more like our actual dream home kind of vibe instead of settling for what we can afford.
Yeah.
So that's definitely made a big difference.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Well, no, I love to hear that. I mean, the position that you came from, obviously you had the skill set already, which is super helpful. It just kind of allows us to just like skip a step of learning the skill, right? I think just positioning yourself as the expert and kind of showing off what you've done in the past, which you've done a lot of stuff and you should have that credibility. I think that's what allowed you to kind of get to that point so quickly, because there's just that initial trust there, which is fantastic. And you mentioned the community as well. You kind of like utilizing that within the inner circle.
So I ask for advice a lot, but I also like to give it for places where I feel like I can add value. I think as someone who gets energy from other people, I'm quite the extrovert. Being an entrepreneur in a solo setting doesn't always feed me, but having the community to tap into, seeing what other people are doing, it's inspiring, but it also makes it, you feel that there's always someone that you can turn to when you're struggling with something.
100%. Yeah. And what advice would you give to people that were in a similar position to you, where they have like a skill set, maybe they're a freelancer or something, and they kind of want to turn that into something, a bit more tangible? What would you say is the best step forward?
I think everything that you offer in the inner circle can definitely help you build on what you already have. So I would say join it, do it. You have basically nothing to lose. And there's so much proof that you've been successful with your mentees in the inner circle. So invest in yourself, because that was one thing that was holding me back for a while. It's not like I didn't have the money, but I was kind of unsure that I was worth it in a way, because I'd seen on your Instagram that obviously the program was worth it. But maybe especially for women, you kind of need to also invest in yourself and trust that your business is worth building, and the inner circle can kind of help you do that.
Yeah. So why is it that you took the jump? I mean, I know Jack's a very convincing man, but what was it that you thought, like, not about the inner circle, but about yourself, that you thought, yeah, this is like the next step for me and I'm willing to invest in myself? Because like you say, 90% of people won't, because of that scary jump. So what was it that was a switch for you?
Well, I think it was becoming clear to me that I was on my own, that I was trying to do a lot of different things, and experimenting wasn't really giving me that much energy. I know that I thrive off of having a bit of sport, having a sparring partner. So definitely Jack is absolutely, like you said, a convincing man. But I think I came to a point where I realized that it would be insanity to keep doing the same things over and over and expect a different result. And this was me deciding to try something different.
Yeah.
And it definitely got me a different result, the one that I was looking for.
Amazing. Fantastic. I must appreciate you sharing your thoughts and insights, because I think a lot of people come from a position where maybe they work at a job and they have a skill set from that job, or they're like a freelancer or something, and they don't understand how to price their services or kind of get out of that freelancer hamster wheel. And, since you started, I've seen you as someone who has come from a position of a skill set. It's just about selling it in like a more unique way, like the Swiss Army knife of marketing, right? And it's cool. How can I package myself up and position myself as something more unique? And obviously it's worked fantastically for you. But no, I appreciate you sharing your insights. I think it's going to be super helpful to other people as well that are kind of in a similar position, which is great.
Yeah, of course, I'm happy to. It's really been a game changer.
Awesome. I love to hear that.